Good morning, guys. It's market day. It's about 8 in the morning, almost 8 in the morning, and we're getting ready to drive up to the middle school. It's literally like under 10 minutes from our house, and we got to set up last night, so I'm going to show you where we're at. We're not completely done setting up. I have way too much stuff without it looking like extremely cluttered in my booth, so I still need to figure out how to make it look less chaotic. But before we go up there, and I was going to show you, I am wearing my lucky yarn socks that my husband got me for my birthday last year. Can you read this? It says, if you can read this, bring me my yarn. I think I should have this sock on the other foot. If they're backwards. Yeah, this one should be over here. If you can read this, bring me my yarn. Anyway, I wanted to show you those, but yeah, we're getting ready to head out here. This is my first market in, I don't know, it's been since November. So about 5 months. So I'm super pumped about it. We are in the middle of the gym, like the smack center of it. So I hope we don't get kind of lost in the crowds. There are a lot of vendors. I'll try to walk through when we get there, but okay, wish me luck. Good morning.
Welcome back to another banger. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button.
Yeah, hit it. Hit that like and subscribe button.
Okay.
I want to be able to quit my job and live off of YouTube revenue.
Okay.
Yes.
You guys, I think I've made like $60 on YouTube. That's really exciting.
It's like half a tank can get out.
Okay. Okay, we are on our way up to the market. I'm thinking about not displaying everything I have just because I don't want my table to be totally overwhelming with like no table space. Anyway, you know, have you ever taken like any formatting classes and they say white space is important on a page, like when you're doing layouts on a page? Okay, anyway, that's my thoughts for you today. All right, I'll show you our booth when we get all set up and get going. And I don't know if I'll be able to vlog much because we are like smack dead center in the middle of a high school gym. There's booths behind us, on either side of us, in front of us, and so it's probably going to be loud and not feasible for me doing a lot of vlogging, but if I do have time or can, I will fit that in there. So, okay. All right, guys, we are pretty much set up, and I have already made one sale. I sold 2 Willy Wildcats before the market even opened to another vendor. So that's a good sign, good start to the day. Let me pan around and show you my booth. Okay, in true fashion, I have totally forgotten to check in at all for the whole day here. Let me show you what our booth looks like. We have about, what time is it?
1:45.
We have 15 minutes left of the market. So, and there's still some customers in here. But this is probably as close as we're going to get to a final booth look. Okay, I have literally not sold a single thing on this whole shelf all day. One thing on this shelf, hardly anything. Over here is where we get to sales. Sold here, 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 and here have been my biggest sales areas. Guys, we are back home from the market. As you can see, I have empty shelves here that I am going to start kind of filling with some of the things. I'm out of breath. We've been unloading, so I'm out of shape. But first, before we go over anything, I've been in jeans and boots. Boots? Where the heck? Jeans and boots all day long. Earrings. And I am going to get into something more comfortable before I go over anything. So let's do that. Much better. Okay, let's start filming. Actually, before I go over stuff, I'm gonna insert really quickly a video that I took last night showing you guys how I make my signs that I use for pricing on my stand. So I'm gonna insert that clip first, and then I will start going over market things. I thought I would just show you really quick an idea for how I do my signs. Sorry if you can hear my kids playing games in the background, but I buy these little circles at the is it Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, I don't know, by my house. They're these little like cardboard black circles. They come with like a hanging tassel, good grief. And I just untie those and pull them out. And then I turn them upside down and I use a paint marker. This is the painter's, I ripped the label off when I was opening it, but it's just a white paint marker. And then I write the name and the price on there. And then I get some little, and you can get different size. I've used this one already and I ripped the old label off. But you can get different size. You can get bigger ones if you need a bigger size. Is this painted? Oh yeah, that's painted like a yellow. Anyway, I have some different ones that I've painted here. But then what I do is I just take some hot glue and I run it along the edge here, and then I will stick my sign on, and then or my label, and then you can clip these to your baskets or shelves or whatever. Pinch those and it creates a clip, and then you can just clip them on. I'll show you after I'm done with this, but I just thought I would show you really quick. It's just an easy way to make kind of cute little signs without needing to laminate or anything like that. Okay, so again, here's my previously used clothespin. Did I call it a paper clip earlier? A clothespin. And I'm just gonna do a little line of hot glue. Take my label, hold it on there, and now it is ready to clip on the basket that I have my turtles in. So I just thought I'd give you that very simple tutorial there real quick. Okay, I don't remember what all I said in the intro about the information for this, but so if I repeat myself, sorry. I guess I'll know when I start editing the video, but this was an event from 9 to 2. It's my first year ever doing this event. And it also has been my most expensive event to date. I'm already hot in this. Good grief. I'm struggling, guys. Hormones or something. Okay. My last market was November. It's like November 20th or something before this. And it was a $45 fee. And that was for like a huge event that's been going on for 45 years or something. This was my most expensive event. It was $60 for my booth fee, which I know compared to other people's booth fees, that really isn't that pricey, but it was the most I've paid for a booth so far. And there were quite a few vendors there. It was in a middle school, and it was in like the foyer of the middle school when you came in, like this big open foyer area, which I'm so bad at estimating how many people. Apparently there was 75 plus vendors there. But there were quite a few people in this foyer, and then there were 2 sets of double doors that led into the gymnasium, and that's where I was kind of like smack in the middle of the gymnasium, and there were probably 4 rows to walk through in there. So there was a row towards the wall, and then the row I was in right in the middle, and then another row behind me, and then another row against the opposite wall. So quite a few vendors. We did walk through, and there was only one other complete crochet plushie vendor there, but there were a couple other booths that were selling crochet coasters, crochet scrunchies, hats. But yeah, I would say only one other vendor that did just plushies. She had these little dragons, and I think they're from, oh dear, I'm gonna have to find her name. I just saw a free mini dragon pattern released on this person's Instagram, and I think it was that pattern. They were so cute. I saw a couple people walking around with little dragons from her booth. I do not have any dragons, but I don't know. I might have to check out those little mini dragons. They were super cute. But anyway, I didn't have that much competition, as in, you know, a lot of other crocheters being there. And I also made a good connection with the lady who hosted the event, came up to me afterwards and was like, I want you to send me a friend request on Facebook because I would like to have you in my message with local vendors for other events we have coming up. And so I was really excited about that too. She invited me to do an event they have in June, 2 events they have in June that are pretty large events. So I was excited because I don't have a June market lined up yet. So that was great. I was, though, if I'm going to be quite honest, at the beginning of the day, probably till about noon, I was pretty discouraged at the market because even though I feel like there was a fair amount of traffic there, like we were having plenty of people walk down our aisle, even plenty of people stopping, talking, picking up plushies, talking about them, saying they were cute, but no one was buying anything. Like I think I had sold maybe 4 or 5 things at noon. So the first 3 hours just were so slow sales wise. I'm sorry, my air conditioning unit is in my closet behind me and it just turned on. So sorry if that's loud, but yeah, so I was so discouraged because I felt like, you know, when you go fishing and you're getting bites, but you're not catching any fish, that's what it felt like. I did make a couple sales before the market even started. So we got there and I was like putting some last minute pricing on the tables and such, you know, that kind of thing. Another vendor gal came over and she was like, are you guys set up yet? Can I purchase your Willy Wildcats? So I brought 4 Willy Wildcats and she immediately bought 2 of them before the market even started. So literally from that moment before the market, the first 3 hours of the market, I maybe sold 1 or 2 things per hour. Like I was so discouraged. But after lunch, I don't know, maybe people ate and they were feeling more ready to shop, but my sales really picked up after that time. So that was encouraging. But how should I do this? I think maybe the easiest will just be to eliminate some areas where I didn't have any sales and just knock out full sections of my setup. So I have a 6-tiered shelf that I set in the front corner of my booth, and it is normally sold lots from that shelf because, you know, those customers that are nervous about walking into your booth because I think they feel like if they walk forward into your booth that they are going to be expected to buy something, so they'll just kind of breeze past. Well, that shelf and the end of one of my other L tables is right kind of, you know, pushed up where people are walking, so it tends to be shopped more typically. I literally sold not a single plushie off my 6-tiered shelf. So I'll insert a picture of that shelf here, but the penguins, the bigger possums, the cows, pigs, birds, all the different birds, moles, jellyfish. None of them sold. 0 out of however many that was on that shelf sold. So can you see why I was kind of discouraged? And so let's just eliminate that whole shelf. $0. We'll push that aside. Okay, I think from there, where else can I eliminate? Also, I did not sell any of my larger plushies. So my big giraffes, my Mario and Luigi, my Rhino lovey. Oh, I haven't showed you my Rhino lovey. Let me show you that real quick. How sweet is this? Okay, this is a random interlude. I'm sorry if you're not interested in this because you just want to see pattern results. You just want to see market results, but I have to show him. I just finished this pattern test for, oh no, it's Mev-san. I don't know. I'll put her tag here. I just finished this tester for her Rhino lovey. I am obsessed. I put this on sale for $45 because he is pretty big, but no real color changes other than his, you know, toes. But, oh, my goodness, I did not sell him, but look how cute he is. Such a cute pattern. Okay, then what else? Flamingo, panda, all the larger stuff I did not sell any of. Also, I had a smaller 3-tiered shelf. If I have another individual picture of that, I will put it here. I sold one thing off of that shelf, and that was my lazy cat. And which is funny because I only made one of him, and I kept thinking I should make more, but that pattern took me like hours to do, and so I didn't want to make any more of it for market prepping. But I'm determined to try that again because it's a cute pattern and it's a cute size. So maybe it was just bad user error. Do you guys like my nails? I'm sorry, that's so ADD. Like, just get to what you sold. My neighbor did my nails for me last night and I'm obsessed. Okay, on to sales. Guys, it's been so long since I filmed a market recap that I've like forgotten what to do, like how to do this. I have not even shown a plushie yet. Okay, let's get to what actually did sell. All right, so we will start, even though I'm randomly going to show you something that didn't sell first. We're going to work our way around my little L-shaped, U-shaped setup. And we're going to go through things I had on flat baskets on the table right in front of me. So the first basket, I was so surprised, were my tofu turtles. I didn't sell one. I sold 0 tofu turtles. I thought these were going to be like a top seller of the day. I had 5 of these available. I was selling them for $17 a piece, and I sold 0 of them. I love this one. I love touching it with my nails. Okay, next to the turtles, I had booty frogs. I brought 6 booty frogs to the market, and I sold 1. I believe it was purple. Yes, that was one of my first like 3 sales of the day. By the way, I've noticed, I think I've said this in another video, but I have like a nervous tick when I'm filming to do this. No, I don't snort cocaine. Okay. Also, I had on those flat baskets in front of me my Mabel chickens, which usually are top sellers for me, like every market. I sold 1 Mabel chicken this time around, and it was to the sweetest little boy. He wanted a pink chicken. I thought that was precious. He was like the sweetest kid. Anyway, so 1 Mabel chicken. I sell these for $12 a piece, and I think I brought like 16 of them. But yeah, 1 pink sold. Obviously, it's not the color I'm showing you because I sold that color. All right. Also, I had my mushy pops available. Again, these are usually a top seller for me. I don't know. I just raised the price a couple dollars on these just because they take me longer to make than my other $15 items. So I don't know if that had to do with sales, but it's just sales. People just were not wanting to buy today. But I did sell 1. I think it was another purple one. Purple seems to be a popular choice like color choice for people. But yeah, purple, one purple mushy pop. I sell these for $17 a piece. I brought, I think, 8 of them. By the way, if you want the full rundown of like everything I brought and what it was priced at, my last video goes through all of my inventory. So if I missed something, if you were wanting to hear more about something on my shelf that sold nothing, it's in that video. Okay, also my last basket, flat basket, I had my mice and my possums. Now these possums are and mice, both of them are my original pattern. I have it for free on my Instagram page. So if you're looking for a quick make, these take me about 30 minutes, I would guess, to make. And they are basically the same pattern, only I have more color changes for the possum and smaller ears on the possum. I'll have that linked below. I have fuzzies here that I'm picking off. But these got, no one really commented on the mice, but my little possums got a lot of people touched them, picked them up, commented on them. So I'm definitely going to be making more of these guys. I sold these for $10 a piece, and I sold 2 of my 3 possums that I brought, and I did not sell any of the mice that I brought. I think I brought 4 or 5 mice. But yeah, none of the mice sold, but 2 of my possums did. Okay. Next up, I kind of started picking up more sales as we moved towards my like team themed and Easter themed items going around the table. So this is where the majority of my sales came in. I had my crate that had my Patrick Mahomes. I sold a few of these patterns this week, so you guys must have seen him on my inventory vlog, video, whatever. This is another pattern that is available on my Etsy. I sell these for $20 a piece just because of the heavy embroidery. The hair is all embroidered, and then of course you have the arrowhead and the number. I need to redo that 5. The number embroidered on there. I brought 5 of these to the market, and I sold 3 of them, I believe. Let me write, yeah. 3 Patrick Mahomes, 3 of my 5 of these sold. So these were one of my better sellers of the day. Patrick is not wanting to sit up. Okay. So moving on from there, next to my Patricks, I had my Wildcats, Tigers, and Jayhawks, which are all the local colleges kind of in my area, the mascots for those. And my Wildcats were the first to sell of the day. I mentioned that earlier, the girl that came and bought 2, and then I had the other 2 sold in the afternoon. So I sold out of all 4 of my Willy Wildcats. So I will be needing to make more of those for my next market. And the poor Jayhawks, I brought 5 of these and 0 sold. So the Jayhawk fans apparently were not hanging out at the market today. Did I mention that I sold the Wildcats for 15? I think I did. Also on the teams nobody wanted today was the Missouri Tiger. I did have a couple people pick these up, but I think they were just looking at they weren't necessarily Missouri fans. They just liked the Tiger. Oh, I did sell my orange Tiger. I don't even know if he was on the table when I filmed it. I have my tiger pattern like this that's orange with bug eyes. I did sell him for 20 earlier in the market. He was not in my team thing, so I guess 1 out of 3 of my tigers sold for 20, but none of my ones in the Missouri colors. Moving on, I had my large Easter basket out. So this is what it looked like, and this is what it looked like to kind of start and finish the day. I had all my axolotls in the back. I had my chocolate bunnies, which did get some attention, and I had one little puffball bunny up there in the front. And then none of those sold. I was so surprised. No axolotls sold. Which I'm not sure I've had a market where no axolotls sell. In front of the basket though, I had 5 of my hatching bunny patterns, which again is available on my Etsy. to purchase, but I had 5 of those and all 5 of my hatching bunnies sold. I had them for $16 a piece, and I had all but one of them had a chick in it, but the other 4 had bunnies in them, and I sold all of them. And I was pumped because that's my own pattern. So that was exciting. As we moved over one more, I had my wagon full of fruits and veggies, and I did make a few sales from there, including my pickle in a jar. I've had the pickle since my first market last July. I made 3 pickles and they've slowly sold over time. I'm now out of pickles, but the kid was like, if I buy the pickle, can I have the jar too? And I said, yes, I will sell you the pickle in the jar. So he bought a pickle in a jar for $20. I was glad to have that out. I think from now on, I'm just gonna have little fruits and veggies in there. And then I sold 1 carrot with the embroidered eyes. I had them marked for 7 a piece, but the guy gave me 10 and had me keep the change, which was super kind. And then I also sold a blueberry. I did not sell any strawberries, but I did sell a blueberry. I also had these marked for 7. I used to have these for 8, but I'm trying to sell some cheaper things at my stand. I feel like my stuff is pricey, but it just takes me so long to make them. I want to not just sell them for like $3, $4 because it takes time and yarn is expensive. But anyway, oh, I knew I was forgetting something. These were all my miniatures available. I had this little sprout duck for 7. I had 5 booty frogs for 5 a piece. I had 1 of these little mini bunnies for 7. And then I had 5 of the Tilly the Tiny Turtles for 8. And I sold 3 of the Tiny Turtles. I forget what colors sold of those. I think it was the pink, purple, and one other one. I don't remember. I sold 1 booty frog. It was my last sale of the day. I think it was like a bright green, like this color green. I sold him for 5. And I think that wraps up everything that sold. So in total, I sold 27 plushies, which is about average for me for markets. And the total in profits, no, not in profit, the total sales were $379, which is average for me. I would say the majority of my markets that I have been to, I've sold like around the 400 mark is about an average market for me. So especially going off of how I started the day, so stinking slow, I'm really pleased with that number because I really thought that I was not even gonna make $100 for the day at first because of how slow things were, but it really picked up, and then I was able to again make my booth fee back. Oh, we also spent like $25 on breakfast, coffee. I ordered lunch. Jake bought a Butterfinger. So I think we spent like $25, $26 on snacks and food and drink there. And then it was a $60 booth fee. So what was that? $86 in spending. So if I take that away from my total sales, I think my profit was like $280, I want to say. Of course, that is not factoring in what I've spent on yarn and all that. I really need to do a better job of tracking that. Maybe I'll get better. But yeah, so overall it was a decent day, and I am glad that I don't have a ton of inventory to make up. A lot of things were smaller things. I am tired of making the Patrick Mahomes, so I'm not really excited to restock those, but they do tend to sell pretty well for me. So I am wondering if I can squeeze another market in here in 2 weeks. I want to squeeze another one in. And then I have one that I want to sign up for that's May 11th. So that would give me like 3 weeks to prep between. I might email and see if I can get in this spot for another market, but let's just talk really quick about the comparison game. I watch so many market recaps on YouTube. I love watching them. I love watching how different people edit them and seeing how much everyone made. And you kind of build up based on your best markets and the best markets you watch that, you know, if you don't have like this, you know, $1,000 market, you feel like, oh, I didn't do that well. And it's so stupid. I'm just thinking of the best market every time instead of just like being grateful for what did sell. Just go and have fun. I love doing markets. It is so fun. So I need to stop like thinking that if I don't have my best market ever, that it was like a waste of time or something, because it's just, that's just not true. Or, oh, I need to price everything slower or lower because I'm putting my prices too high, or my stuff's not worth this much, or blah, blah, blah. And just like, no, you were running a small business and you had a good market. You made profits. Like, people liked your stuff. Oh, this was another really something that was super, super encouraging to me. Over half of my sales were of my own patterns, including all my bestsellers of the day. So the hatching bunnies, the wildcats, the Mahomes, the mini possums. Of my 27 sales, 16 of those sales were from my own pattern that I created. And so that was really cool, because it's like, I made, like, this is my, no one else is selling this. Well, unless you've bought my pattern. Nobody else is selling this. This is original to me, and people are picking out those patterns over other things at my stand more than half the time for this market. And so that was really encouraging to me. And as an encouragement to you, if you've ever thought, this had an idea for a pattern, that really makes you unique, because the crochet market is so saturated. There's a lot of people that have started crocheting, including myself. Just recently, I just started crocheting a year ago. So it's been a recent boom in crocheters. And so your chances are at your markets, there's going to be more than one crocheter. There might be, 5 different crocheters. So to really kind of make your items unique, doing your own patterns really, I think, sets apart your things from other crochet booths. So if you have ideas for patterns, make them. Do it. It might turn out to be your bestseller. So anyway, okay, you guys, this is so chatty, but I'm going to try to get this edited and up for you, and then I will let you know if I decide to sign up for another market in 2 weeks. I kind of want to. Okay, see you guys next time. Thanks for stopping by with my second video this week. Bye.